Aguilar. By Alvaro Pereira, hit by James! Oh, what a goal! One of the greats!
I hope I had your curiosity and now have your attention. Welcome to another episode of Jimmy B Bricks. Before we get into this build, let's go over some quick facts. This set was released back in March, and I know it's been a while since our last episode, so we're kicking it off with this one at the retail price of $199.99. And this is just one of many sets being released this year in time for the FIFA World Cup. Out of all the sets LEGO released, this trophy was the one that made me stop the match. So let's hit the field running and head back to the studio. Soccer, or football as it should be called, has always been more than just a game in my family. It was part of the culture, part of the house, part of the background noise of growing up. My father was kind of the fan who did not miss a game. It didn't matter if it was a big match, a small match, a heartbreaking loss, or one of those wins that made the whole house feel alive. He was locked in. And back then, watching our team in the States wasn't always easy. You couldn't just pull up an app, open a stream, or check highlights 5 minutes later. Sometimes, all he had was the radio. And if you're wondering which country we're supporting, I left a clue in the intro and maybe one more later. Drop your guess in the comments. The sound of the announcer's voice, the roar of the crowd he couldn't see, and his own imagination filling the rest. Every pass, every shot, every close call, he had a picture in his head. And honestly, that says a lot about what this sport means to people. Because when you care this much, you don't need a perfect picture quality. You don't need a giant screen, you just need the game. So when LEGO released a FIFA World Cup trophy, this wasn't just another set for me to build. This one hit closer to home, because this trophy represents the dream every country chases, every fan argues over, every family gathers around, and every kid imagines lifting one day. So today, we're not just building a LEGO trophy, we're building a piece of football history. Now that we got the personal side out of the way, let's talk about the set itself. This LEGO FIFA World Cup trophy, a display style build based on the one of the most recognizable trophies in sports. And the big question is, can LEGO capture something this iconic in brick form? Or is it one of those sets that looks better on the box than it does on the shelf? The real challenge here is simple. This trophy is all about shape, shine, and presence. So LEGO has to pull off the curved gold look using square bricks, and that is either going to look impressive or very weird really fast. And with one snap, we're halfway there. This calls for a coffee break. As expected with these display style structure builds, these are definitely a lot of repetitive steps. You're stacking, mirroring, and repeating a lot of the same techniques as this trophy slowly comes together. But with every bag, you start to appreciate the shape it's taking. And then we get one of those coolest details in the build, the enclosure inside the trophy. What looks like a pile of gold pieces at first slowly start turning to something recognizable. Which, by the way, I'll admit I messed up a couple of times, but after some fixes, the curves start forming. You can see LEGO trying to capture the iconic World Cup silhouette. So even though the build can feel repetitive at times, it does have that satisfying trust the process feeling where every section gets you closer to the final trophy. And just like that, we're at the final whistle. As we finish the final bag, let's close this thing up, bring it to the display table, and take a closer look at the build, plus the minifig included with this set. This exclusive minifigure comes sporting a hoodie and a cap as one piece with 2 options of double printed headpieces. Before we close up the trophy, LEGO gave us one more little surprise inside. This removable minifig stage. You can slide it out, display the crew, and tuck it right back in like it was part of the ceremony. I did not forget the extra pieces. Now, let's cue that photo shoot. Subscribe to my imagination as I share my LEGO builds ranging from Speed Champion sets, Marvel, Star Wars, to even custom designs, with a focus on race cars and garage builds and some of my favorite movies and shows. Well, that's our cue, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, even share this with a brickhead. And be sure to watch us on other platforms for videos, photos, and LEGO news. Hope I earned your attention. Stay tuned for the next one.